Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Ready to Love Season 10, Episode 5. Will Packard, you count your mother effing days. Do you hear me? You count your mother effing days. How dare you, at the end of this show, spoiler alert, if you don't already know, at the end of this episode, they said Ready to Love coming back this summer. Excuse me? Excuse me? Now, I'm going to go back and check Spectrum and see what the dates are, but I believe the date was June. Are you telling me y'all have been going all this time and y'all gave me a much needed break? Okay, Will Packard, I appreciate it. But now you're telling me you're not. You've had adequate time to prepare for the season. Why are you dragging this out? Who is in charge? Will? Oprah? Who's in charge of this? I'm irritated. So what are we going to watch, y'all? What are we going to watch? I saw Never Ever Mess is coming back. That show about sent me. I don't know if I want to review it again, but we're going to have to find something else to watch, child, because baby, when I tell you they got us confused, I'm looking for other shows anyway. Let's get to this review. Oh, my bad, y'all. I said episode 5. This is episode 6. Y'all know I never had a number right. Anyway, let's get to what happened. So they left us on a cliffhanger. We weren't sure what ladies were going to get eliminated. There was going to be 2 ladies, though, that were getting eliminated. So they getting this out the way quick. The 2 ladies ended up being Coley and Rocky. I think that both of them Coley took it way better than I thought she would. Way, way better. And I think Rocky took it as well as I thought she would as well. Sahara was on the chopping block, but they ended up keeping Sahara. At this point, I think they're keeping Sahara for entertainment. I don't believe Sahara's match is there. While I do think Cam likes her and he's interested in her, like I think he's physically attracted to her. I think he wants to see if he can bring out like a calmness in her. I still don't even know if they're going to be a good match. I just don't think her match is there. And I think that Rocky or Coley, maybe... Dang, I don't know. Between Rocky and Coley, I think they would have taken the criticism and improved better than what Sahara has. Because she's already been told how she needs to improve. And rightfully so, she's irritated because the improvements that you're asking her to make are things that are just really a part of her personality. She is extra. You know, she is... Do we want to say ghetto? For lack of I'm ghetto. So for lack of a better word, but she does have a very eccentric personality. She is a lot. Yes. But that is who she is. That's part of her personality. I don't think it's something that she can tone down. I think really like the extraness is just who she is. She probably even comes from a family that's like that. So I think the things that they're asking her to do are probably not going to be all that doable unless she completely changes her personality, which then it's not going to be natural to her, right? So maybe Rocky probably would have had the best chance of making some improvements, but unfortunately, the 2 ladies are gone. Sahara is there. She's irritated and she's turning up on Cam, who is not the person she needs to be turning up on. I agree with that. I understood why she was irritated because it's your 3rd time on the chopping block. I would have eliminated myself personally because I'm not going to keep going through this. But she's irritated with Cam and saying, we could just wrap this up. I don't want to talk about it. And Cam was like, well, don't make it about me. I think what he really meant was, well, don't be mad at me. Don't be irritated with me. We can still enjoy our time. But she wasn't really feeling any of that. And baby, Cam is really your only interest at this point. So... yeah, no need in spoiling your way with him if you do indeed want to stay. But like I said, I understood why she was irritated. I just think she was taking that out on the wrong person. So Nephew Tommy has tried to encourage all of the ladies to go out with their second connection. He talking about, I'm throwing in a curveball. No, you're not. We do this every season. Maybe a curveball for them. But anyway, don't let this photo fool you. This date was horrible. Deanna and Hussein go horseback riding, which, okay. I hope y'all don't, let's not argue in the comments, but I'm going to say that immediately, even the date choice to me was a power play. I felt like Deanna already knew she was good at riding horses. She already knows what type of energy that gives off. Like, I'm a woman who knows how to control a horse. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like immediately it was a challenge. Like, I need you to know who's wearing the big drawers around here. Okay, who's big dicking it around here, and it's me. All right, that's the energy it was giving off. When they go sit down, Deanna asks him about deal breakers, and they start talking about communication. And she tells this man, you know what? You don't seem like much of a communicator to me. You seem like someone who would shut down or someone you would have to drag the information out of. And I was just like, Deanna, now this is right up there with you telling Cam, and how tall are you? Because I didn't like that when you did it. And I don't like this either. So then Hussein is talking to her, and they're talking about, well, one, Hussein does defend himself and say that he absolutely is a good communicator, and he can't really believe that she would make that judgment about him. And it was a judgment. It was. And then they go further to talk about communication and how people communicate throughout the day. And she was just like, well, my career is definitely 100% first, and I enjoy men who are the same, because I don't got time to be texting you and calling you all day. Like, this is my priority. And Hussein says it really shouldn't matter, though, that you have that job. You should be able to find that balance. Like, from my perspective as a man, my woman is going to be my first priority. And no matter what I'm doing, I'm going to make sure I respond to her. And she was like, yeah, I mean, but if you working at a desk versus what I do is very important. Listen, Deanna, I mean, Hussein, I think he was justified in snapping back because you made a judgment about him. But I'm trying to figure out, I understand that she is a woman who puts her career first. She's a firefighter. She probably went through several obstacles to get to the level that she is in, because I believe she trains and, you know, mentors and all of that within her field. You know, she mentioned that she trains the younger firemen coming up. So she probably has done a lot of work to get to that position, and we respect it and we honor it. However, if you do want partnership, you are going to have to find a way to have that balance. Or, like you said, you can date a man who puts his career first, similar to the way that you do, as long as you would be okay with being second. And a lot of times, you know, what we would be okay having done to someone else, we don't like done to us. But it depends. She might be okay with that. I really don't know. But I don't feel like either way it was, I thought it was rude to come at Hussein the way that she did. I didn't like the way that she spoke to him. It seems to me that sometimes it seems like, due to her job and kind of working in that boys environment, I feel like the military is very similar. You can find yourself taking that, I don't take no shit, or you're not finna walk all over me. What I do here is important. You can find yourself taking that with you into the dating scene if you're not careful. I'm not saying I've done it, but I can feel myself having to be like, you know what? Nobody's challenging me here. We're just talking. But you're so used to being challenged on the job that you carry that around with you. Does that make sense? So sometimes I wonder if she's carrying that, I constantly have to prove myself to these men. These men think they're going to walk all over me. These men don't understand I worked hard to get to where I am, and I'm not letting nobody stop me. If she carries that into her dating relationships, and if so, I'm going to need her to back off of that. I think she's a beautiful woman, but I think she comes off as a little rude to, and this is the second time I've noticed it. So Deanna girl, what is that? And this ain't the second time she gonna be rude in this episode either, because I got some more shit. Excuse me. I have some more things that I'm gonna bring up. But the date didn't go well. They're not a match. They're not compatible. Maybe physically attracted to each other, but it ends there. No, I can't put my finger on it just yet, but Taye seems to me she has a tendency to see red flags as pink and believe, as she's painting them pink, as she paints them pink, in her mind, she's telling herself, I'm giving a really good person a chance. But no, you're not. You're just painting a red flag pink. Let me explain. So she was not feeling the fact that Naeem had 5 kids and 3 baby mamas. Most people wouldn't. This is not me saying that Naeem is not deserving of love. I believe he is deserving of love, but maybe with a woman who already has children, or maybe with a woman who doesn't want her own children, is okay with him having them. Maybe with a woman with a similar past, but not with a young lady who has a very promising career, no children, and wants her own. These are too many things that she's going to have to jump over. And make no mistake, she's going to be doing the jumping, not him. So On top of that, Naeem is really more so focused on their physical connection. Lots of flirting, lots of heavy contact. He finds her attractive. However, I don't know if it goes beyond that for him. But for Taye is talking like, at first I was turned off by this, but then I realized there's really good people and you are a good person. You can be a good person all day. It doesn't mean I need to date you. You being a good person does not entitle you to a date. It doesn't entitle you to a boyfriend or girlfriend. It doesn't even entitle you to a wife or husband. Nowhere in the good book did it say you all were going to get husbands. You all were going to get wives. It doesn't say that. So even if you take it to a religious level, and I know somebody about to pull out a verse, well, it say he who find it. Yeah, if you find it. If you find it. But I want Taye to stop painting the red flags pink and just know that the red flag is just that. It's a red flag. You don't have to date anybody you don't want to date. You don't have to give anybody a chance. You can move on very gracefully and say, you know what, maybe in another time we would have worked out, but you got a lot going on that I don't know if I'm ready for. And just leave it at that. But I don't know. I just got a feeling. And it's not lost on me that both Naeem and Francisco are attractive men. That she's, you're going to need more than physical attraction to make these relationships work. Not saying that's all she's looking at, but you're going to need more than that, Taye. The red flags are red. They're not a different color. Baby, when I tell you I was intrigued. Okay, so Shaunise and Cisco go on a body painting date, which is really hot, by the way. Very cute idea. But what we didn't know is that Shaunise was going to get naked, baby. She was going to take the clothes off and make the whole stop breathing. Okay, she was going to take it off. So she took her robe off a little later in the day. She took the robe completely off and revealed that she was naked and that she lives a nudist lifestyle. And she just believes that clothing should be optional. I'm going to have to read up more on the lifestyle of nudity because I need to learn more about this. But Cisco was like, whoa, I felt honored that Shaunise felt like she wanted to share that with me. He did enjoy himself and he kept us cool in the end. He painted, painted his name on her breastises and some type of vine or tree. I don't know what he had going on the other breast child. But if I had a set of titties like that, I would want to be naked all the time as well. And my stomach was on flat. Yeah, sure. Let's all get naked. Me first. But as far as like what they talked about during the date, I noticed that Cisco and Naeem share something similar in that they both had some healing work they had to do. Naeem seems to be like more, going further along in his journey of healing. Hussein also seems to need some healing as well. So there seems to be a lot of healing that needs to happen. And I don't know if I'm a little worried that some of these guys are trying to find healing in the arms of a woman. There is a level of nurturing that you can get from a woman, and there is a level of healing, yes, that you can receive from a woman. But I just want everybody to err on the side of caution of finding healing within people and finding healing between some legs, because it's only going to get you so far. True healing is going to come from within. It's going to come from your source, whoever your higher power is. It may come from trauma-based therapy. It may come from, addressing your childhood. These things are only sex and lust, and all of those things are temporary. You're going to feel good in the moment, but it doesn't provide true lasting healing. And healing is an ongoing process. It doesn't stop. It's levels to it, and it goes on for the rest of your life. You're constantly in healing mode. So yeah, I don't know. I just worry about that with those three in particular, although Naeem does seem a little further along. But he talks about how he didn't feel worthy of love in his relationship. But part of him coming there is like showing that he's open to it again. Open to it and feeling worthy, two different things. I'm going to need you to feel worthy. I'm going to need you to feel worthy because you ain't finna make me feel bad for loving you now. I get to loving you and you looking at me crazy. Like, well, why do you love me? I ain't shit. Okay, well, then get out. Get on out my face then. If you feel like you ain't worth nothing, who am I to tell you otherwise, baby? Because I already work every single day. I got to come home, get the bacon fried in the pan. I can't provide you therapy as well, baby. I'm gonna need you to go. But this date was cute. It was real cute. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like some of these guys they're just not ready. It's not. Okay, so there's a theme of being worthy and deserving of love going on in these last couple of dates. I just talked about it with Francisco. I believe Hussein has the same problem. And I hear him saying he's at this point where he feels worthy. I don't know if I believe him, though. It's just something about him. I don't know if he's there yet. But like I said, healing is a process. It is constant. You have to constantly remind yourself, I'm worthy, I'm deserving. Because if not, you'll self-sabotage yourself. So Rose and Hussein go on a date. The date was good. They both have been through similar things in the past. Hussein left home at 13, suffered from a lot of abandonment issues and self-worth. Rose grew up in foster care for a lot of her life. And at some point, her parents, who were drug addicts, came back, cleaned themselves up, came back, got all of the children. I don't know how many it was, got all of them, but they were both discussing how much forgiveness it required and how you do feel unloved and you do feel like you're not worthy. And then, of course, Rose, now one thing Rose gonna do, she gonna ask everybody about having these children. She suffered from miscarriages. I guess she like, let's go ahead and get this over with now, because if I can't give it to you, then we could just be done. But she's not sure if she'll try, if she'll be able to carry the term again. Her son was her first pregnancy, a viable pregnancy. And Hussein said he would be open to adoption because he knows what it feels like as a child to want to have that love. And Rose understands that too. So she likes to be an encouragement to the youth and to those kids who may feel unworthy, may feel unloved. She tries to show it with her own child. So they kind of have a moment. I mean, was it given? It could have bordered on a little trauma bonding, but I really do think they were both just sharing their experience in the moment. Now, if their dates continue to go like that, then they might be trauma bonding, but I think they both were just sharing their experience at the time. And I thought it was okay. So we'll see if she starts to look at him as more of an interest now that they're kind of on the same page. Y'all gonna be ready to fight me because we about to not agree. I can just already feel it. We about to not agree. All right. So Angie and Eddie go out. Let me first say Angie and Eddie, I just think the age gap is too big for them. I just think the age gap. I mean, I understand he's already 30 and she's 40. I just don't know about that. That's just me, though. That's just me. Like I said, if you're looking for something serious, they go out. He brings her a gift. It's some journals and some other stuff, a book, journals and a book. And Angie's very happy about that. Then they sit down and they start talking about, what is it that you know about me right now? What is it? What's something that you really know about me? Or was she saying like about me? Because that's how he answered it. But he ended up saying that he likes her as a mother. Now, it's my understanding that Angie does not have any children, correct? Am I wrong about that? I didn't believe that Angie had any children. And even if she does, I don't know if I would take that as a compliment, because what are you saying? Because I'm not mothering you. But maybe, do you like the nurturing aspect of me? Or do you feel like the conversations we had, I make a good mother? I mean, that's great. But I'm asking about me, like my personality. What is it that you know about me in that sense? Next, she asks about deal breakers. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna throw in, what I'm trying to throw in. So, excuse me. They talk about deal breakers, and Eddie says that one of his deal breakers is like, you meet a lot of women, they don't like to clean up. I'm sorry, y'all. They don't like to clean up. And, they house is dirty. I don't really like none of that. And Angie is like, oh, okay. He was like that would be a deal breaker for me. He said disrespect, fighting. And she was like, so what you want me to do? You want me to be barefooted, pregnant, cooking and cleaning? And he was like, no, I'm not saying I'm trying to put it off on you. I'm just saying, like, I just feel like that's something, like woman, like Eddie, Eddie. Have you gotten by in life just being cute and girls approach you? Because why don't you know how to talk? I had to rewind this scene several times to get, like my grandma say, open up your mouth when you talking to me. Because I can't understand what you're saying. He get the mumbling. He got that thick mustache and beard. Open your mouth when you talking to me and quit that mumbling. And put your sentences and your words together when you talking. You know, I just feel like that's something like woman. What? Do you feel like that's something that a woman should be doing? Be clear. I know I sound like an old lady. I don't care. Y'all, when y'all raising these kids, teach them how to talk clearly. Because I can't tell you how many times I done had to look in somebody's mouth and be like, speak up, baby. I don't know what you're saying. And speak clearly. Anyway, so, okay, all right. Now, this is what I wanted to add in. Number one, when Eddie started talking about girls' houses be dirty, me and my friend, no lie, I wish I could get her on here, but we have often talked about girls we know. I mean, beautiful women. I'm telling y'all, cute. You walk in that house and that house be nasty. Car, nasty. Nasty house. Stuff all in the bathtub, stuff all over the counters, stuff all in the dishes and food. The prettiest women that you have ever seen keep a nasty house. So I feel like Eddie has run into some of this, and a lot of men have. They won't talk about it, but if you bring it up, oh baby, honey, it's like open the floodgates of heaven. You know that song? That's how it unleashed. When you say, have you ever dated a girl that her house was nasty, baby? They get to talking about these girls. Now they was still having sex with them. So I got a side eye for you. Was her body clean? Because you the one laying up in that nasty house having sex with her. I guess you didn't care that much. But yes, you can run into some homes that are quite nasty. And men will talk about it if you bring it up. You'll be quite surprised. But anyway, that made me laugh when he said it, because I'm like, I wonder if he dated a lot of girls with a nasty house, and that's why he's bringing this up. But he's not articulating his point well, and it is given I want a mother, and that's his fault, because you could have articulated this so much better. Like, I just don't want to deal with. I done dealt with a nasty woman before, and I don't want to do it again. Because to me, he wasn't clear as if he was saying like, I want a woman that's gonna come in and do that for me, or I've dealt with that in the past, and that's a deal breaker for me. I'm not dealing with no nasty house, no nasty woman. He wasn't very clear. So I see why Angie was taking it the way she was. And then they started talking about exes, and he was like, so you cool with all your exes, right? And she was like, well, yeah, I'm cool with all my exes. This one guy in particular, we tried the date, tried the things, and it didn't work out, and we still cool. And Eddie was like, I don't really like that. Like, I don't know if that's something I could deal with. So Angie is just kind of like, you know what? I'm over it. I don't even think me and Eddie gonna work. But most men are not gonna be cool with you being cool with a guy you used to sleep with. All right. And I'm pretty sure Angie, did y'all not sleep together? Then maybe that'll make it a little different. But for the most part, if y'all dated, if y'all kicked it like that, unless y'all were married and, or y'all had a long relationship, maybe even if y'all had a child together, like, other than that, what are y'all connecting like this for? And do y'all just hang out in group settings? Like, is he part of a group that you're a part of? Or y'all meeting up one-on-one to go to dinner? Most men are not going to be cool with it. And most women not going to be cool with it either. So, let's just be honest. We ain't finna waste too much time here. All you need to know is these two ain't gonna work, because Rose and Fritz, they long term. Rose gonna always ask the questions that she gonna start the date out with. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about having more kids? He said that he would be open to maybe surrogacy, and she was like, absolutely not. Only person carrying my baby is me. So if it ain't me, then we ain't having no baby. Now, this is interesting, but I get why she is saying this. I get why she doesn't want to do the surrogacy thing. I've heard women talk about it. But if it has anything to do with unknowns and what could happen, there's unknowns with adoption too. But I guess the thought maybe of somebody carrying and bonding with your child, but somebody's already done that. That adopted child was carried by somebody else. But I get it. There's a lot medication involved in the implantation of the egg. Some people just not with all that. I know women who are not with IVF. I know women who are currently struggling, who are not with, they not into all the science and stuff behind it. So you respect people's decisions, you move forward, and y'all just not gonna work. That's really all you need to know about that date. They say a hard head make a soft ass. And Taye ain't got no ass. She just got a hard head at this point. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I could be totally wrong. I could have Cisco pegged completely wrong. And this could work out in her favor. I haven't seen it go that way too often. I'm just going off of the things that I have seen. Not even necessarily my personal experience, just the women around me. So anyway, Cisco and Taye, they go on a date, and I noticed in the beginning that Cisco said he thought about telling Taye about the date with Shaunise. I think he should have told her. Unpopular opinion, I think he should have told her. At worst, he would have run the risk of changing the tone of the date, but I don't think he would have run her away. I think he would have probably changed the tone of the date. Maybe it wouldn't have been as, kissy, all of that. But, because Taye already likes him, I don't think he would have messed that up. But I think maybe the date, I would have told her at least by the end of the date. I think I would have told her at least by the end. And I would have let her sit with you. Would got to let her sit with it again. But this is a part of the process. I would have rather her heard it from me, though, than to find out the way that she did. Because one thing that I do know about women do not like to be embarrassed. Okay? We don't like to be embarrassed. We don't like to not be in the know. We don't like to find out something about our man that another woman knows. Like, you don't want to feel like another woman got the one up on you. You just don't. So if your man already told you, or if you're already aware of something that's going on and you're not caught off guard, you might still be irritated by it, but at least you're not embarrassed. Like, you already know what's up. So I think he should have done her that favor, and I think it would have worked out better in the long run. I don't know how Taye is going to react next time she sees him after finding out about their date, but we'll just have to see. But what did y'all think? Do y'all think he should have told her, or do y'all think it should have just been like, what I do on my dates is none of your business? That's how most of the people handle it on the show. All right, so the date went well. I'll say that. They both shared some of the things that they have been through. She says that she had to spend a lot of time thinking about what she wanted to do with Cisco because, what if you get to the point you do want to be and you leave me? But she talks about some abandonment issues that she's had based on the relationship she's had with her father. She said that they both are aware that her lifestyle is a certain kind of way. And Cisco is like, I know that I would have to live up to that. Like, I know I would have to do the work. I know you like to travel. I know you like to do certain things. And I know I would have to get to that space to be able to offer you those things. I'm not saying I don't know what it's going to take, right? So at least he knows, right? And then he talks about how when he's in those situations with women like that, when he gets somebody that he likes, it makes him go even harder in like getting himself together. Okay, I feel two ways about this. Oh, and also I wanted to finish. Taye does talk about how she suffered from abandonment with her father. And even though they're good now and she doesn't have any abandonment issues there, which is a lie, she does have them, but maybe she's not recognizing them. She kind of has had situations where she thinks if this person is about to leave, I'm going to leave first. So yes, you do still have problems. Maybe you and your dad are good now, but you still have residual effects from the abandonment that you experienced as a child. Why? Because healing is not what? It's never really done. It's always in progress. You are always working on it. It's a daily renewal that you have to do. So she does still suffer from some abandonment issues, and she worries about that with Cisco. I understand that Cisco said that to reassure her, like, I'm going to go hard. I'm going to get to the level that you need me to be. I'm not going anywhere. However, the thing that bothered me about it is for relationships, I do believe that relationships are interdependent. There is a level of reliability that you all have on each other. You do rely on each other in a certain way, in a healthy way. But I don't think that your partner should be the one making you go hard for yourself and things that you should be adding value to in your own life. These are adult things. Having somewhere of your own to live, though, that's an adult responsibility. It's not one of those things where like I meet somebody and now that forces me, and I get it. And I know men are different, things motivate you all differently, but I would like to, not like to, but I do think that it might be a little bit harmful for your growth as a man for everything that you do to be based on a woman. Like, I get a home because of a woman. I clean my car out because of a woman. I wash my ass because I might be seeing a woman. These are things that if you have any worth about yourself, these are things that you should want for yourself, right? And I said a long time ago, I was going to stop dealing with men that only do things because they might get some coochie or they might get a girlfriend out of the deal. I want a man that takes care of himself because he likes to take care of himself, because those men tend to take a lot better care of you. Okay, it's not a zero sum thing. Like I don't need nothing. I don't need no headboard. I don't need no bed frame. If I wasn't with you, my mattress would be on the floor. Excuse me. So, excuse me. So if I'm not around at any point in time, are you just gonna go into the gutter with yours? If I have some children with you and I decide I don't want to be with you, what, you just go treat my children like they ain't nothing? If it's all about me, which I appreciate, I like for it to be all about me, but I like for a man to take care of himself. I would like for some of it to be about you, sir. Like, seriously, you're an adult. Like, come on here. But that would make me a little worried. I just don't. And it doesn't seem to have done Cisco any good, because when a woman is out of his life, it looks like everything goes downhill, So I don't really know. I don't know if I like it. What did y'all think about it, though? And what do y'all do? How do y'all feel about a man who only goes for what he wants if there's the promise of a woman behind it? What do y'all think? And I know a lot of men think like that. I trust me, I do. Which is why my pickings personally are so small, because I can't do it. Because as soon as I disappoint you, you getting all worked up and carrying on. I'll be like, babe, please don't make life all about me. Please live, sir. Please live your own life. I beg of you. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought. Do y'all think this is gonna work out for Taye? Listen, I don't want Taye to get heartbroken, thin licked, or tricked. So I really want it to work out for her. I just think Cisco has a lot he needs to do personal growth wise on his own. If the fact that Ready to Love is not coming back until June didn't piss me off, this entire interaction did. All of this pissed me off, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. So, get my thoughts together. When the ladies meet up to deliberate, they talk about how their dates went. Taye was surprised about the naked date, but she kept it cool. She kept it pretty cool. Now, what I want to know is, Shaunise, why have all the other ladies seen you naked? Where was you naked? Where were you naked, Shaunise? And what was going on at the time that involved you being naked with the other ladies? With the other ladies around. I'm sorry, I'm not saying they was naked, but you were like, you guys have seen me naked. Where? Pray tell. We want to know. But that's how she lives her life, and she was trying to put Cisco on to that. But everybody just talks about their dates and how they went and if they had a good time. I feel like I'm missing a date. All right, I had to pause because I thought I was missing a date. I'm not missing one. I had to go back and look, but everybody talks about how their dates went or did not go. So Angie is off Eddie. It looks like Rose is off Fritz. And, of course, Kira speaks up. So there were a couple ladies who spoke up about some things they did not like, right? So one of the things that Taye spoke up about in regards to Eddie, that's who she's least connected to, is his drinking. And this is after Angie mentioned that their date didn't go well because their values didn't align. Sahara speaks up and said that Eddie is one of her least connections as well, because it just doesn't seem like he's all here for love or whatever. It just doesn't seem like there's a connection. Doesn't seem like he's all here for love. And Deanna pipes up and says, for you. Listen, of course I mean for me, because I'm answering the question when Tommy asks, who are you least connected to? I am answering for me. Why didn't you speak up when Taye said something about Eddie? Why didn't you speak up when Angie said something about Eddie? Then we get over to Fritz, and when she says that Fritz had called her and pretty much tried to make sure he was good, and he had a vote in this whole thing, and how when they went out, he revealed to her that he was kind of playing at first. And Shaunise is like, well, when was y'all having these conversations? Because I feel like you keep bringing the Fritz thing up, and you're not really telling us where this is all coming from. And she was like, it's my experience, and I'm telling you, I'm trying to explain to you now why I feel this way. Tommy gonna ask Sahara, well, why go on a date then if y'all wasn't feeling each other? She was like, because at the time we were. Now, I don't know where Sahara was getting that from. I don't think Fritz was feeling her. Even I was confused on why they went on a date, but she's trying to explain why she feels like Fritz is not here for love in her eyes, right? I didn't like the way Deanna came at her, and I didn't like the way that Shaunise came for her. And I noticed that when anybody else spoke about them, y'all didn't pipe up to them like that. Why you didn't say nothing to Rose, Shaunise? This is the bottom line, and this is what I don't like about women in general sometimes. When y'all see a woman that y'all don't like, or she has a certain persona or demeanor that you don't care for. Now, Sahara, I don't think Sahara's all the way there. I don't think Sahara's wrapped too tight. I don't. I can admit that. But I'm not finna be just going at Sahara just for the sake of going at Sahara because I don't like her. That's what it was given. It was like, we don't like her. We don't like what she talking about. So anytime she talking, we gonna have something to say. And Deanna, do you even have a connection with Fritz? Why was you even about to say anything? Because it was going to look like we was double teaming her. Well, too late. It already looked like that to me. It already looked like that to me. It already looked like y'all was doing it. Do I think Sahara is she my favorite person? No. But this is her experience. Let her have it. Let her have it, because other ladies are saying things about the guys that they don't like. And if you don't feel that way about them, just say when it's your turn. It's not your turn, first of all. When it's your turn, you could just say, well, wow, that hasn't really been my experience. But whatever the ladies feel that we should do, then, that's what we just going to have to do. Okay? Or you can say, I would like for him not to go because we did have a good connection, even though you guys didn't. I understand that. That's how normally it goes in the vault. Have y'all ever seen the damn show? Normally in the vault, you have to have a discussion about who you want to stay and who you want to go. You don't get to just come at somebody because they didn't have a good date with them. I don't know. I ain't like the way they did that. And I'm starting not to like Deanna in general, to just be honest with you. Just to be 100% honest with you. But anyway, they go out and they take two of the gentlemen out. They take Eddie out. They take Fritz out. They let Sahara talk to Fritz, which I thought was hilarious. Because one thing about them tables, what do they do, ladies? They always turn. And, Sahara is definitely reveling in the situation that she has him on the hot seat. Eddie is just like, drink it. I ain't been drunk yet on the show. I don't know why that was funny to me. He looked drunk as he talking. He just got a drunk look. And so does Sahara. Sahara got a drunk look as well. But, yeah, I guess we will see in June who actually got eliminated, because that's when the show is coming back. I kind of think it's going to end up being Fritz, but I'm not 100% sure. Because who else is he connected to? I guess Shaunise, whatever her name is. I don't know. But I think it's going to end up being him. And if he called and tried to get a vote in, yes, that should be brought up in the ladies' lounge. That's not he say, she say. That's what he did. Okay? And I don't know who told Sahara that he said that about her in the lounge. I don't think it was Cam. The only reason I don't think so is because when she met with Cam, she was like, "Oh, I heard you was fighting for me." Who did she hear that from? I think it was messy ass production. Will and them. But I didn't like the way they were handling her in the elimination. This is, like Tommy said, this is your experience, and you can speak on your experience. And that was her experience with him. And when they rolled the cameras back, it showed. But I don't like when we as women do that. Like, you don't like somebody because they're eccentric or you think they ghetto or whatever. So you decide that you just gonna start coming for them or start treating them as if you better. I don't know. That's the vibes I was getting. I ain't like it. But it could be more going on behind the scenes. Y'all can let me know what y'all thought. But I was over it. And we'll see these hoes in June. Like, comment, and subscribe. See y'all for the next one.